This is David, Mr. DIY Solar and Tennessee Valley Solar. It has been a very long time since I posted an update. Things got kind of weird with life and not a whole lot of stuff happened here at the property over the winter, but things are starting to warm up and we're here at the beginning of March, so got things rolling and I wanted to post an update finally. So I'm standing here with my off-grid water system and I wanted to share a little bit about what I've been working on this week getting water up and running. So this is what I call my cistern. I don't have a well and there is a spring on the property, but it's quite far away. So for the moment I've got this 50-gallon tank here that I'm storing clean water in, and I've got the plumbing runs down to the bottom of the tank with a foot valve at the bottom of it to help maintain the pressure in the lines, and that comes up to the input on this DC powered water pump. It is 12 volt and produces 55 psi, and it produces about 5 gallons per minute, so it seems to do a pretty good job. I've also got a pressure tank here that helps maintain the pressure on the lines, and right now this is my system that is providing cold water to the cabin. Soon I hope to install a propane powered hot water heater that I've discussed in the past. I've got this guy here that I'm hoping to tie that in and probably mount that outside to make the venting a little easier. But water comes up and through the pump, and this is a shut-off just in case we need to turn off the water there for any reason. This is a return that runs back into the tank, so if I turn off the pump and open this valve here, it will allow me to drain the entire system back out again. And so if it's going to freeze, I can just empty the water lines and it can freeze and everything should be good. This thing is very noisy when it turns on, but it's doing its job, and I'm going to go show some of the appliances that we have hooked up to the output of this pump. And a couple of other things to add was I've got this drinking water freshener, basically chlorine with a few other things mixed in there, that put a couple ounces into the tank, and that helps keep the water from getting algae and other bacteria floating around in there. So I add that to the tank. I've also got a couple of nets that I use to strain off any plant matter or whatever that winds up getting pumped into the tank, because I have a tank over here that's set up temporarily to catch rainwater runoff from the barn, and got a screen over it to hopefully keep some of the junk out of the water, and got a pump that I can use to pump the water out of that tank and into the tank inside there. I hope to set up rainwater collection on the roof, some gutters, hopefully collecting water and then allowing that to get pumped into this tank. Potentially looking at boring a hole in the side of the wall up there and running some pipe in so that can be used to top up this tank out of rainwater collection. So the water line comes through the wall and tees and goes off under the deck for the sink and the water filter and a little dishwasher up there, and at some point in time also for the shower. And then it comes over and goes up underneath the cabin for the toilet and the sink that's inside. So I'm up here on the deck, and this is the kitchen faucet that I have installed. If I turn this on, water's going to come out, and then you'll hear the pump kick on. And the pump just turned on, and I get a pretty good water flow there. And the water filter, the water filter mounted under the cabinet right there, and then it comes up and gives me some nice filtered water. I bought this dishwasher off a neighbor for a few dollars, and never thought I was going to have a dishwasher at my cabin in the middle of nowhere, but I haven't done a whole lot with it. But I said, well, gee, I've got a dishwasher now. And I still have to run some plumbing over to the shower tent, but finally got most of the deck up and running, and the stuff inside also works great. And so this is the sink that I have inside the cabin, and had a little faucet on Amazon. Got nice moves, and the pump just turned on. So it's a little noisy, but water runs, and as soon as you turn off the water, the pump runs for about another second and then turns off. And the toilet flushes. And then the pump turns on. And then it turns off. I'm going to attach some video of what it looks like while the pump is running when I run the water. A couple of additional things that we've been working on is we've got a drainage pipe that's right here that water comes down the hill, and I've built a kind of a dam right here that we've got some pipes that go under that we could shut off. And the idea is for if we've got water in there that can overflow in these pipes here, as well as if it needs to come out of the pipes that are underneath the dam and flow downhill through that drainage pipe. We've backfilled all of this driveway here, and that pipe goes straight out through the fence where there's a gap above that fence right there, and that runs any water from up the hill, runs that out, straight out to the ditch that's on the other side of the fence there. So this has been a project that I've been really wanting to complete for a while. So we just need to finish getting this graded, and I'm going to try to put a drain in where that trash can is upside down right there. And once we get that graded and put more gravel down, hopefully it'll quit washing out right there. And this is my lean-to and shipping container area. We're going to be using this lumber here to put some posts in around the outside of the shipping containers and try to build a structure on top of the shipping containers to allow us to have a little bit of dry storage space up there. And and as well as have a good roof surface that we can mount solar panels on, along with the panels that are here. That'll be our main solar array producing our power coming through right there. So hoping that in the next few weeks this is actually going to get rolling and we're going to be able to start putting this lumber in and start building this structure. We've already started framing out the floor that's going to be sitting on top of the shipping containers. That's already started to be framed out. Start to put these posts in and build the floor out that's going to overhang the shipping containers. And then we're going to start putting metal on to close it in. Well, thanks for checking out my update, and we're really excited to finally have flowing water coming out of that tank, able to run the sink, brush our teeth, all of that. We had been using a tank just sitting on the sink to provide water, and now we've got actually flowing water being able to turn on a faucet, so that's pretty awesome. Well, thanks a lot. Thanks for checking out my update, and hopefully we're going to have some more updates coming soon as we build this out and work on hot water in the system as well. Thanks a lot. Talk to you guys next time. This has been David with Tennessee Valley Solar and Mr. DIY Solar.